Well, hello, it's day 54, and it snowed here today, so all of those people who were jealous because we weren't getting any snow, well, I guess I shouldn't have talked about it, because it came down pretty hard and heavy today. I don't know, we got about 4 or 5 inches, I think. There was probably 8 to 10 in Gibson's, not too far from us, about 15 kilometers away. They always get more than we do. I think they're higher elevation. Anyway, I was going to talk to you about the other thing that is you can never get away from. They say there's 2 things that are certain in life, and that's death and taxes. And the other thing is that if you're in a relationship with somebody, you're bound to have arguments, disagreements, things that you don't agree on. Call it whatever you will. There are some important rules that you should set when you're arguing with somebody. It's all right to argue, it's all right to disagree, that's perfectly normal. But there are things that are hitting below the belt that you should avoid. One of them is name calling. What good does that do? That's going back into elementary school, not necessary, and doesn't contribute to the discussion at all. Doesn't help either side to win, or actually makes it easier to choose somebody that's not good at a conversation if you have to resort to name calling. That's Tess wandering around in the trailer here. Say hi, Tess. She doesn't want to. Anyway, another thing that should be avoided is taking things from the past that really have nothing to do with the present conversation. You may have disagreed about things in the past that there's been hard feelings about ever since, and some people tend to bring those things up when they're in the middle of an argument about something entirely different. That's below the belt as well. It doesn't contribute to getting an understanding of what it is you're trying to discuss at the time. And the only purpose in it is to make somebody else feel bad. Now, if you're talking to somebody you love and you disagree with them, you don't want to use that opportunity to disrespect them, to hurt them, to make them feel, you know, to break their self-esteem, to make them feel small. You love this person. Why would you do that to them? You should always try to remember that this person that you love is just disagreeing with you. You don't have to be right all the time. And believe me, you're not. Sometimes it's worthwhile to agree to disagree. Choose your battles. You can't win every battle, because if you do, you will definitely lose the war. You'll lose your relationship if you always insist on being absolutely right. Or if you continue to hurt the person that you love when you disagree with them. The other thing is, you don't have to fight and yell and scream and kick and swear and everything. You can have a conversation about something that you don't agree about and not raise your voice at all. It is possible. Something to shoot for. It's actually nice to have. It's kind of like a debate, you know. It's nice to have that conversation where you share your opposite ideas, and you don't have to have a winner and a loser. You just understand the other person better by listening. And that's something in an argument that's hard to do. It's much easier, and something that most people try to do is just to talk louder and to get more words in and to say everything that they want to say so that they can make the other person change their mind about whatever it is you're arguing about. And that doesn't solve the problem either. If you can control your emotions and not speak for a time until the other person is finished speaking and listen to them, then have your turn to say what you want to say and have the person you're talking to listen to you and actually try to understand where each other is coming from. It dissolves an argument. You still might not totally agree with the other person, but at least you'll understand. That's an important concept and something that you should work towards in any relationship that matters to you. Especially when you're parents and children talking, I think it's really important that both sides stop and listen, and it's a good way for parents to teach children how to have a healthy discussion about something that you're not in agreement about. And stalking away, sometimes it's important to walk away when your emotions are overcoming you. Come back to the discussion later when cooler heads prevail. But to slam things, throw things, get all emotional and stalk away and angry really doesn't help. It doesn't give either of you any positive feelings. So try to remember to respect each other. Remember that you love this person. Don't try to hurt, belittle, accuse the other person. And remember not to name call or bring up past arguments that are not about the situation that you're discussing. You're going to have arguments, you're going to have disagreements, so try to decide how you're going to handle those before they happen. And remember to choose your battles. Some things are just not worth all the agitation and frustration and hurt that comes from them. Let it go. Remember that you don't always have to prove your point. You don't always have to win the battle. You don't always have to be right. So that's my advice today. I hope you have a good night. Talk to you tomorrow.